Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So let's get into this. We're going to get to a love tarot story, but just a quick reminder tomorrow we're going to be doing something a little bit different because I wanted to celebrate the fact that I got my baby dog this week 4 years ago. And so, in honor of that, if you guys did not already know this, on this channel, I only do Cancerian videos. On my main channel, which is called Kate's Regretless Life, that was my original channel. That's where I do all the other zodiacs. And I am going to go ahead, if you guys didn't already know this or didn't realize that I have two channels. If you watch for other zodiacs, what you will notice is the zodiac videos that are out right now that have this backdrop. There's one for each zodiac. And if you are watching your whatever sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node, whatever placement you may watch for, in each one of those videos, you can enter to win. Tomorrow evening, I will be picking a winner from each one of the zodiacs. We'll have 13 winners because I do ophiuchus as well. And so anyway, you can check out those videos if you didn't already know about that. Now, aside from picking a winner from each one, they'll get a slightly longer storyline, but I'm also going to be going live tomorrow on both channels for just a shorter chunk of time, probably like 40 minutes or so, and do card pulls. And those will just be probably like simpler, like 1 to 3 card pulls. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys the heads up. And now let's get into this. All right. Hi, guys. Great to see you. So nice to see everybody tonight. Good evening, you guys. All right, we start with the Queen of Coins. And before I even turned on, by the way, I'm sorry, guys, and I'm covered in paint. That if you see me all colored up, that's because I was painting a bunch. Perhaps I'll reveal what I was painting tomorrow. It's not good, but I still might have fun and use it tomorrow. So we'll see. But before I even got started, the song Chances by The Strokes was in my head. Specifically just the very opening lines. I waited, how does it go? I waited by ya, I waited on ya, I waited for ya, but now I don't. And it's like, I'll take my chances alone is the song. So I don't know if that's going to apply here. It's just, I mean, I love the Strokes music, so I do listen to them quite a bit, but that was just like going through my head on a loop, and I have not listened to that in a while. So when something unusual pops into my head a little bit, I would say we'll keep that in mind. Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Well, we have a feminine that perhaps is very consistent, very slow moving, and she is looking across at somebody else who's very slow moving, almost like, I wonder what's going on over there. I wonder, do we have something brewing? Do we have something coming? By the way, another shout out to one of my favorite artists. This is Street Priestess. If you do not know her art, her decks, she is over on Etsy. I am slowly collecting, I think, most of what she creates because I just love her work so much. But this is the new Carnival deck. We have Hanged Man. This, to me, says an awful lot about this is taking way too long. Whatever this is, a Queen of Pentacles is ready to give to something that is not entering into her world. Now, when I say it's taking too long, a Queen of Pentacles is not going to be like pushy or like, hey, I want to do this. It better happen for me right now. But there is also an awareness that, okay, let me use my time wisely. If I would like to give somewhere, but someone is not there for me to give to, then perhaps I keep my, energy in my own basket for right now. Or what is it that I should do with my energy? We have the 8 of Wands. I'm not saying she's ready to like give up on someone. She might just be ready to turn her attention to some other things in her life. Let's take a look. She could be waiting kind of on a Pisces or on a fellow Earth sign. But in both cases, he's either sitting here or he has his back to her and he's busy doing other things right now. So I kind of think if she was waiting on him, she may not be waiting on him anymore. This doesn't mean that it's like, oh, forget it, I'll never talk to him or her. This could be it doesn't matter what genders we're talking about here. Queen of Cups. She may just decide to turn her energy to things that she absolutely loves. Other things in her life. Other things that, like elevate her spirits. Other things that just that she would want to pour her emotions toward. I'm not saying she's like, oh, never mind, I'll go find somebody else then. But a Queen of Cups has a lot going on, and she probably has a lot of people that are near and dear to her. She may have a lot of other friends to talk to, a lot of other people in her life to pour some energy toward, and a lot of happiness. We have the Sun card. I feel in general, she's very, well, of course, she's going to be very intuitive, right? She's an earth energy. But we double down on it with the emotional intelligence of the Queen of Cups. And then she's got this lovely, like childlike energy from the Sun, strong Leo energy coming off of that as well. Let's take a look at who is he. He could be a Pisces with that Hanged Man. 10 of Cups. It's interesting because he's somebody who would like to have a wonderful 10 of Cups life, but they all got sunglasses on. And I'm wondering if, anytime I see sunglasses on, it's somebody who's still either incognito or not quite ready to move something forward. It can be somebody who's observing other things but not participating. When you hide your eyes, that means you're not going to let a soulmate look into your eyes. So I feel like he has, when we couple it with him sitting still or turning his back and in a delay mode or wearing sunglasses, none of this speaks of somebody who's ready for the happiness that he may want, but he's not ready to go out and get it. We have the Fool card. The Fool card for him, is he taking a leap of faith in some other direction right now? King of Wands. Really? So wait, why is it then, let me change decks here for a second. Why would it be that a Queen of Pentacles has been kind of waiting on him a bit? Four of Cups. Oh, see, I don't know if she's right about this or not, because she's our lead character. So a lot of this is through her lens. But if she is somebody who's seeing this like, oh, it's going to be a missed opportunity. I don't see him coming toward me. In fact, he's probably taking a leap towards somebody else. She may be making some assumptions and, just saying, I should probably turn my attention elsewhere. Probably he's not the one for me. He probably has somebody else on his mind. He's such a catch. He probably is, if he's not moving toward me, then either he's not ready or he has somebody else. It's probably a bummer. It's probably a bit of a missed opportunity, but hey, there's so many other great things for me to pour my energy into in my life. My life is really happy. I got a lot of beautiful things. Okay. Well, on one hand, I think that that's certainly true. If somebody's not moving toward us, let's not get hung up on them. And certainly let's not cry or be upset over it. Let's just go on with our merry life and all of the beautiful things that we have to do in our lives. However, I would say, but let's not draw stories about, I say this and here I am a storyteller, right? But let's not draw up conclusions and stories about how they're probably with somebody else. They probably choose somebody other than me. They're probably not interested. They're probably taking a leap of faith, building something with someone else. And she's going down this road all because they're not coming toward her. So she's assuming it's because they're with somebody else. That assumption is not really, I don't think that that's necessarily the right way to go about things, because then you're deciding things that you don't know anything about. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. It's funny though, for her, she's saying, yeah, but who knows? Who knows what'll happen? Maybe things won't work out with them. Who knows? Maybe they went back to an ex though. Maybe they have unfinished business somewhere. She continuously is just saying though, it's who knows what the story is. Here's what I assume. They're certainly not starting a new beginning with me. So she keeps saying, I haven't heard from them. I don't know what's going on. And I would say this is the most true card for her. She does not know what's going on with that other person. We have the Hierophant here, which this is, in this deck, they call it the teacher. And here's Thoth, the Egyptian god of all wisdom and knowledge. And he was the scribe to all the other Egyptian gods. And he was said to have given us mortals things like written language and communication and arithmetic. And he's also the god of like magic. So that card came out sideways. And I kind of think there's a lesson in all of this for her. And the lesson is not to be like, oh, let's be disappointed. Let's assume somebody picked someone other than us. That can't be the lesson. So let's ask Thoth, what is it that you're trying to convey? What is the lesson for her? Because there is something. Six of Swords. The first lesson is Definitely don't wait for someone that we have no idea what's going on with them. So move on, but don't move on with hurt and pain. Don't move on because of a heartbreak. Don't assume a heartbreak. In fact, move on from the concept that I'm getting heartbroken all over again. I kind of feel like she, as much as she's this wonderful, double dose of queens, she has a really great life. I almost feel like there's a little bit of that that's like her giving herself that pep talk, like, it's fine, everything's fine. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want me. He's probably dating somebody else, probably found somebody way hotter than me, probably doesn't even remember my name, blah, blah, blah. And the universe is like, whoa, or Thoth in this case is like, no, no, no. First and foremost, move on from the idea that somebody's going to hurt your heart. Move on from the idea that don't go to the worst case scenario and say, that's probably what happened. The thing that stings, the thing that hurts me. Just don't go down that road. Why would you tell yourself a negative story at all? Oh, the universe has given her a little tap on the shoulder, like, hey, have you considered this? What if he's going through a horrendously difficult time in his life? What if he's a little lost, a little lonely right now? What if he's going through a massive upheaval in his life? What if he's lost a friend, lost a, family member, lost a career path, lost money? What if he's going through a massive, difficult chapter in his life? And that's why he's not coming toward us. That kind of message is really important to bear in mind. We don't know somebody else's story. We don't know what they're going through. So try to act with compassion. Don't seek an insult that we then deal to ourselves and be like, oh, let me tell myself the worst case scenario. I have no knowledge of what's really happening, but you know what? Probably somebody is trying to hurt my feelings. Probably I'm nothing. I love the fact that Thoth is like, no, there's a lesson in this for you. And that is, don't go to the worst case scenario where you're the person who's heartbroken. Instead, consider, what if he's going through a really tough time? Then instead of us sitting down feeling sad, maybe shedding a couple tears as we try to let them go, maybe instead we go, maybe I should just wish them incredible, good vibes and soothing energy. And God, I hope they're okay. That changes the dynamics a lot, and it takes any sting out of it for her. Yeah, the universe is like, with the Temperance card, if we're going to tell ourselves stories, make it be stories that we can actually not hurt ourselves with, because nothing is worse than hurting ourselves with make believe, right? I mean, I definitely think that that's important. And, in these fictional stories that I love, books, and I love storytelling. I like to, be introduced to different characters, different ideas, different motivations. I find it interesting as we're doing these stories, right? But my point always is, I'm a storyteller. I am not a psychic. I'm not telling anybody how their life is. This is also, we get to watch characters play stuff out, and then we get to imagine, what would we do if we were those characters? How would we do it different? And I always think that in that, it gives us like critical thinking. And then, if anything, it could be like, oh yeah, I like that there's a different way to think about this than what I would initially have thought of. I think it's easier to weigh in on other characters' behavior than our own also. So I don't know, it's interesting, but I feel like this is such a thought-provoking message. Is like my favorite kind of storytelling, because the God of wisdom and knowledge and magic is over here saying, whoa, 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 really important point. If this character is going to tell herself a story because she does not have facts about why he's not in her life, they're like, don't tell yourself a bad story, one that hurts your heart. Why would you do that? Make up a different story. You still don't know if this is any more true, but what if it were? Then it would be like, oh yeah, it doesn't hurt my heart at all. In fact, they're the ones who are having a really tough time. And God, I wish them healing and support and soothing. Of course, I'd still love it if, we get a chance to interact, or they get a chance to come toward me. But by all means, I hope that they first take care of what they need to. I am sending them support and love. I'm no longer feeling insulted. I actually don't hurt when I think of like, they're not contacting me, but maybe they've got a lot going on. Maybe they're in a really tough place. That energy completely changes the way she would feel about all of this. And I love the fact that Thoth is pointing that out. We also have that Knight of Cups upright. I have to say, Thoth is kind of nudging our character this way and saying, that is your sweet divine self. Because I feel like she is an absolute sweetheart, right? She was a double dose of queens, both upright. Double dose of queens upright means she is generous, she is loving, she's not somebody who gets, vicious and horrible, but she could be somebody who has been disappointed plenty of times in life, and she was about to experience hurt and disappointment over a situation she doesn't even know what's really going on. So I love the fact that Thoth is supporting her right now, and also lifting her up and saying, you're a little angel. You got a real sweet demeanor about you. That's one of your best traits. But now let's not use it against you as a weapon. Let's keep that beautiful sweetness, always elevating, and be beautiful and sweet with yourself too. Don't tell yourself negative things. Instead, now here you are, like, giving support. And if this person shows back up in your life at some point, you'll probably, answer the door with that wonderful, compassionate energy, because in your mind, you weren't sure if they were going through a tough time. So it's like, oh, it's so good to hear from you. How have you been? And that warmth and that softness might actually, like, really elicit a lot more, either exactly what they need because maybe they have gone through a tough time, or it will lead them to, like, open up a little bit more. And then if it turns out they were just like, yeah, well, I dated somebody else, it didn't work out, thought I'd circle back around to you, then she can be like, oh yeah, no thanks, super not interested, if that's the case. But it's still going to be this softness, and she won't in the meantime have sat and stewed in this very painful thought process. So I love the fact that the only thing to let go of first is let go of any hurt or pain of an assumption of things that we don't even know what the answer is, and then consider it through their eyes. What if they're going through the worst case scenario? Let's send love. Let's definitely just hope for the best. And then if she's still moving forward in her life, she's doing so not with hurt and pain. She's not going to be like, oh my God, all I think about is how, once again, somebody probably wasn't interested in me. They probably found somebody better. They probably, didn't care about me. Let's stop that thought process. I kind of love this one. I think that this is like, if we could bottle up this, I feel like almost all of our characters need that pep talk. Because I think it's so true. It's such a good point. We got the Judgment card. This actually says the outcome here is that most likely these two will talk again, or these two will encounter each other. And there's probably a lot more to this story. That Judgment card is reconciliation. God, we have the Lovers card here as well. There's something absolutely beautiful here. I think this is going to save the, let me change my wording. It's going to preserve this relationship, because I think it's just delayed right now. And although we could say, well, why doesn't he call her and tell her why it's delayed, or tell her what's going on, or, why hasn't he come toward her yet? Sometimes just life gets really hard. And we disappear for a bit. There are things that come up in life. You meet somebody, you're excited, you've exchanged numbers, you think you're going to go on a date, and then you get a phone call from a family member in another state, and they're sick, and you're just gone, and you're there for a month and a half just trying to help family. And then you finally come back to the state that you actually live in, and then you pick up your own life again. Those things happen in life. It's happened to me before. And a real story that really happened to me, the whole thing. And my family member is well and good and everything, but it was a shaky month and a half. And man, there wasn't another thought on my mind. There are things that we just have to do. We have to be where we have to be. And I kind of feel like this says the outcome here. And because the way this is being handled with such, like, gentleness, that outcome still looks like these two have a really wonderful future up ahead, and it won't be marred by hurt and pain and negative assumptions. Instead, if anything, they might be able to, like, learn a lot more about her through, like, wow, you were so kind when, I was going through a tough thing. You didn't know that. I was away. I haven't talked to you. Now I'm reemerging into your world, and you're greeting me with this gentleness. Like, how amazing is that? What kind of a person is able to do that? This is him, like, gathering that information, saying, oh my God, this is could be like the thing that flips it into, like, I think I'm in love with this person, because how could somebody be that kind and gentle, not knowing even what my situation was, and then they greet me with, like, this compassion, this, non-judgmental attitude. Like that's really amazing. I don't know. I just feel like if someone has not tried to do us dirty, they just simply haven't, we haven't talked to them. We don't know what the real situation is. Let's not leap to negative conclusions. In this storyline, this is what salvages and preserves the relationship, and they get a brand new beginning. But I think that their new beginning has such a beautiful context now. Can we see it? Was there something tremendous that happened to you? I'm just curious. The Chariot is here. They may have had to move. They may have gone through some significant heck, maybe this is somebody who just hasn't talked to her in a week and they had significant car problems, or they suddenly had to, like whatever, unexpectedly go someplace, or, change something in their life. The Chariot can be travel. It can be moving forward. It can be emotional, like balance that somebody had to gain as well. But it just feels like their life is much more organized. So let me put it this way. If a queen hasn't heard from a king, don't freak out. Instead, assume nothing negative. Assume, well, I'll probably either hear from them when the time is right, and then I'll know what the story is. But in the meantime, if they're going through something tough, God, I hope that they're doing all right. I'm sending them love and compassion. She was already saying, I'm just going to, count my blessings in my life and go do other things. But I like the fact that Thoth added in, like, hey, no, darling, don't just chin up and go do other things. First, let's make sure you're not actually carrying an internal wound over this. I think that was the important message to come out in this. All right, you guys, I'm actually going to leave this one here. This is kind of a shorter one than usual. I'm going to bounce on over to the other channel now. We're going to do a singles storyline because, hey, it is Wednesday. I almost said Thursday. I try to put out the singles reads on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So let's go ahead and get on over there. Thank you guys so much for being here. Really good to see you. Rachel's Magic, thank you for reminding me. Thank you guys so much for giving it a thumbs up. I so appreciate you. Walking Nat, good to see you, love. Who that? I love your name. Apple Holo. It is almost Thursday. Yes, we're getting close. And Apple Holo, I know I missed you. You were like at the very tail end. Last time I did a live, I was pulling cards, and I know you were one of the people that I was like, oh, I just had my cutoff and I didn't get to you. So I hope that I will get to see you tomorrow somewhere in the live session that we will do. So hopefully I get a chance to pull a card for you tomorrow. 11D8, good to see you. Thank you, guys. Abu, wonderful to see you. Can I do a reading about discerning between different options to pursue? That's a great idea, Boo. Yeah, maybe we will try to squeeze something like that in. Probably won't happen tomorrow. Somewhere between like maybe Friday and Sunday. Saturday, I'll be gone in the first half of the day, but maybe Saturday night. That's a great topic though, love. Thank you for that. Hi, Nani. Thank you so much, Nani. You're an angel. Thank you so much. Small TV. 11D8. Is that your favorite number? I love that. A lightweight token-esque. I love it. Supernova. You were a dog walker. Oh, after your baby passed. Are you ready to love whatever fur baby needs you? You were such a sweetheart. That is so kind. Hi, Ginger. I'm sorry, I'm chuckling at your guys' comments. April Fresh, good to see you. Eliana, awesome to catch you, love. Hey, RT. Janet Romo, thank you so much. You're so awesome. Thank you. Supernova, you just want a dog. Oh, I'm sorry that your new place has restrictions. I definitely hope that you wind up having maybe a puppy that finds or chooses you, or something furry that chooses you, comes into your life. Samira, hey darling. San Juanita, great to catch you. Janelle, so delighted you made it to a live. Queen V, wonderful to see you. Pussy Woosy, hi. Hi, Brianna. The light, Travis Rhodes, SKE80, C. Hoffman. Hi, guys. Jessica Sweezy, awesome to see you. And Angel, you were first in the house tonight. Kimberly Karma 144. Thank you for the hearts, love. All right, you guys, I will see you over on the other side, and we will get into a singles read over there. Slave Princess, thanks again, love. Hi, Cassie. Bye, guys.